Gang, it's me, and I am here to get you started on your T chart for your upcoming argumentative essay. We've been talking in class. Mr. Herman has gone through notes and information with us about Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. And so we're going to ask you to write an argumentative essay detailing which of the two of these artists you believe is the greatest. So if we look at our directions here, um, it says historians and artists alike often debate who is the most talented artist of the Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo. Both men were well known painters in addition to working on different mediums such as drawing and sculpting. It is because of both their similarities and differences that scholars have yet to determine who reigns supreme. Your task is to use the information and resources provided to complete the T chart. On one side, you will write information that supports Da Vinci being more talented, and on the other, you will write information that supports Michelangelo being the greater talent. Once you have completed the T chart, you must choose who you believe to be the best artist of the Renaissance and write a 5 paragraph argumentative essay supporting your position. You should have a 1 paragraph introduction, two paragraphs that support your position, a paragraph, a 1 paragraph refutation where you explain the other side of the argument, and a 1 paragraph conclusion. This will be typed in Google Docs and submitted via Canvas. One of the other things that we're going to actually require of you is that you use and quote something from a website to support your answer. Okay? So I've given you two kind of like really general websites. Um, you can use any website that you wish, and but you need to definitely quote someone um, supporting your position um, in your paper. Okay. So down here, of course, I have the 5 paragraph Astor design. Okay. We're asking you to use a narrative or a quote hook for this essay. We're not going to give you one, so you need to find one on your own. Um, you need to, of course, decide on what your position is and then go through your 5 paragraph essay. This on this page right here will be you will submit. This will be where you submit your essay. But we're going to spend some time talking about the T chart. And so, of course, as always, go ahead and um, type your name into the name box. Okay, and if you belong to Miss Lederer or Mr. Herman, you'll add that information. So, belong to Miss Lederer. Okay. So it says this: your task is to use information and the resources provided in class to complete the T chart below. On one side, you will write information that supports Da Vinci being more talented, and on the other, you will write information that supports Michelangelo being the greater talent. So we're going to go ahead in here and put a text box in here. Of course, got a circle in here by accident. Text box. Okay. So, when we're discussing who is the greater talent, we definitely have to talk a little bit about each artist. So, Da Vinci being the greatest, what do we know about Da Vinci? Remember, these two men are contemporaries, meaning they were both alive at the same time. So, we need to kind of figure out some information. And in order for me to do that, I would, of course, go back to my humanities notebook and I would look up information about each of the talents. Okay, so it says that he's a painter, sculptor, inventor, perhaps the most talented human of all time. So, okay, so I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to say that he is a painter. Um, and then I'm going to hit sculptor. and I'm going to write inventor. Okay, and then within each one of these sections, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Within each one of these sections, I'm actually going to write what I know about them. So as a painter, we know that he painted the Mona Lisa, which is the most valuable okay. We know that he painted the Last Supper, still resides in the Vatican. So we know that those two things are true. So let me go back here, see what else we got. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got painter, sculptor, inventor. These are the things that he painted. We know that he, for sure, he invented things like the tank, flying machines, oh my goodness, my mind is just going blank. Submarine. Okay, so those are some of the things that he invented. And I don't necessarily know that we talked a whole lot about his sculpture, but we do know that he sketched things. So maybe I'll change this to sketch or draw. We know that he sketched the human body. So those are kind of the things that we know for sure about Da Vinci that would go on this side. Okay. Now, in terms of Michelangelo, we're going to go ahead here and make our little text box for Michelangelo. And we are going to do the exact same thing. So we know that he's a painter, and we know that he's a sculptor. And so we can put his paintings and sculptings in here. So his paintings, he painted the Sistine Chapel. It took him 4 years to complete. Still standing today. Okay. We also know that in terms of sculpting, he sculpted the statue of David and the Pietà. Okay, both things that we know that he did. Okay, so those are the kinds of pieces of art that we know that they created. So now we need to go and find out a little bit more about their lives so that we can understand and put some extra things into our T-chart. So if I go back to Canvas, let's squish me down here. If I go back to Canvas, nope, wrong one. Nope. Let's see. Yes, there we go. I have these two websites. Okay, one is on Leonardo da Vinci. So here's a little bit about him. Okay, he was born. Talks about, let's see, Leonardo da Vinci was an artist, a scientist, and an inventor. He's considered to be one of the most talented people of all time. The term Renaissance man comes from him. We might want to add that. So let's find my T-chart here. Okay, so I can write that up here. One of the most talented Okay. Why it's doing that. Okay, so what I want you to do is you're going to do the exact same thing that I'm doing. You're going to go and you're going to look up some information about each one of these dudes, and you're going to decide in the end who is the greater painter. One, or the greater artist, I guess I should say. Once that's finished, I would say that you would want to start with, I'm going to put another text box up here so we can put some ideas. So one, I would look for a hook, and I would make it a quote. I would choose a quote. I just think that they are easy. Um, so I would look for a quote about someone saying something great about your person. The other thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to look up at least one fact and quote that fact in your essay. Okay, so you can go ahead and Google search or find out something that would help us understand this a little bit more. So you need definitely those two things. And I would, of course, write them right on my T chart so I didn't lose them. Then, if you choose Da Vinci as your person, then you would do your two reason paragraphs from this column and your Astor paragraph from this column. If you choose Da Vinci as the greatest, you would do your two reason paragraphs from this column and then do your Astor paragraph from this column. It depends on what you pick. And what you pick is up to you. Okay. If you have any questions or concerns, make sure you go ahead and talk to Mr. Herman, myself, Mrs. Prue, or Mrs. Knapp, or Mrs. Knapp, Mrs. Shepard, and we'll definitely get back to you to try and help you. Make sure that you're following the actual guidelines. So, paragraph one, these are the things that you have to have. Paragraph two, and then so on. This is how we determine what your score is. So, make sure that you're checking that over. Okay? If you have any questions or concerns, make sure you go ahead and get a hold of us, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.